Now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a bag compressor, leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 210.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Voting is underway at the NFL owners' meetings. Among the proposals they've passed already, both teams will be allowed to possess the ball in overtime in the regular season, even if a team scores an offensive touchdown on the first possession. Owners also approved expanding the league's replay assist system. They also will be voting on a proposal to ban the tush push. Giants coach Brian Daboll asked today if there's any pressure to find the quarterback of the future, said they're going through the evaluation of everyone on their list and everything has to fall in line relative to draft picks. Yesterday, GM Joe Shane said they won't force a quarterback with a third overall pick in next month's NFL draft. Alex Ovechkin's chase of the NHL's goal-scoring record resumed tonight when he and the Capitals visit the Bruins. 7 Eastern ESPN+. He is 5 away from setting the record of 895.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo. I want money. You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to a Tipsy Tuesday here in No Man's Land, a.k.a. our new studio that we still don't have a name for, so I'm just going to call it No Man's Land because nobody has said not to. John Abraham, Joe Hunk, the guys getting you through the day, 2 hours straight of sports talk. You know the deal. And thankfully, I do have Joe Hunk to help me out with this because Joe, I'm going to be honest. We got a lot of stories, and I don't know if I can keep up with every single one of them because it's the NFL. It's the college basketball. It's our amazing guests that we have on every single day. And on top of that, free food.
And it's also the worst day of the year.
Oh.
It is also the worst.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Second worst day of the year. Not the worst day of the year. The second worst day of the year.
Well, now I need to know what the worst day of the year is.
Worst day of the year is Valentine's Day.
Okay.
That's absolutely the worst day of the year.
I know you. I get why you don't like Valentine's Day, but I mean, April Fool's is full of goofs, gaps, and fun times.
It's annoying. And with somebody with anxiety and severe anxiety like I have, it is so infuriating how this day works. It is so dumb. Oh. I've literally I understand now why Thor wanted to kill Loki.
Wow.
I get it. I genuinely do.
You're trying to make sense of a brother on brother crime. All right.
I genuinely do. Okay. It also doesn't help that over the past couple of days, I've actually been watching Avengers, just like comfort television.
Oh, of course. Very nice.
Absolutely.
Good
half the world getting snapped, just it's comfortable.
Oh.
And so it's one of these things I get it. But man, this is so infuriating.
It is.
I hate this day. Hate it.
I see the jokes, all of those weird news articles that come out, and everything looks like it's from the Onion at this point, like the stories, the depth that they have behind them. But it also, you get a lot of ideas for what could come in the future. Okay, I remember this bacon perfume you could get on April 1st a few years back. And now it's probably a thing.
That's absolutely disgusting.
It doesn't matter. It's something that is interesting. It's something that you can't find anywhere else. And now it is a thing because somebody made a joke about it on April 1st a few years back. Now it's a thing. You could do it. I think the same thing went for Pokemon Go. I think that it was announced on, April 1st. Everybody was like, oh, this seems crazy, but it's also like, this is actually a really good concept. And then, hey, now it's an actual thing. People love to do it. I don't know if it's still as popular as it was back in the day, but regardless of that, there's a lot of interesting things that will come out today. There's also a lot of things in sports that have been announced. One of those being Coastal Carolina and their free food at the concessions.
Is that legit?
It is 100% legit.
Look, this is why I have to ask. Okay?
Yesterday, the news came out.
No, but see, and this is the reason why I absolutely hate it, because if you want to do a really good like April Fool's Day joke, you don't actually do it on April Fool's Day. You do it, let's say the day before, where nobody's thinking about it, and I'm going, okay, like I know this should be legit. It looks legit. It honestly looks like a really cool concept. The other problem with this is let's just say it's an April Fool's Day joke. Let's just say it is.
Yeah.
You've actually screwed yourself over, because now so many people are like, oh, I actually really like this.
I got the
I really like this.
I got the SportsIllustrated.com article up right now, and it says obviously the college football program announced free concessions for every game this fall, and then that little description underneath says this rules. So it's like the amount of letdown that you would have if this was an April Fool's joke would be absolutely ridiculous. Also, I would never trust a company ever again if it's IGN. Okay, because they like to throw out a few things for April Fools. If it was IGN and they did it beforehand, it's a gaming news network.
It is. Has been for decades.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's where I mean, like, go back. I think that is how I used to find cheat codes, is by going to IGN.
Either that or Machinima. Either one. They've been around for the same amount of time, but Machinima didn't last as long. But yeah, like if you put it out a day before or a day afterwards and think that it's still an April Fool's joke, it's not. At that point, it's just fake news. And that's one thing you don't have to worry about here on the Blitz, here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, ESPN Winchester, as well as on WZZN TV, because we bring you the real news. And sometimes, we might jump on a story a little too soon. I've done that before, but, it's part of the game.
Well, in some stories, kind of like the stadium thing in the arena thing last week, it was more just an informative type thing of, hey, this is kind of out there. This is just something that is being talked about with this. No,
it's not false, though.
No. And also, what's also not false is that we do have a Havoc Hour tonight. Let's emphasize this to everybody that has been asking the questions, because I've even gotten people from the Iceplex that have even asked me the questions about it. I have gotten questions from Havoc fans about tonight as well. I have everybody that is connected to this has told me that we are a go for Havoc Hour until this team is eliminated and or wins the championship.
OT.
And tonight isn't even really an OT thing, because the regular season's still going.
Yeah,
they play Macon this weekend.
For this one.
Yeah, they play Macon this weekend, and they need 1 point to be the number 2 seed. It's not like it's 1 point to get into the playoffs. They need 1 point to be the 2 seed.
And Macon's out of the playoffs, right?
Yeah, Macon got eliminated, I believe, on Sunday. They got eliminated from the playoffs. So everybody now is caught up. Everybody's at 54 games.
Yeah.
Everybody has 2 games remaining.
This is good. They don't have anything to play for. The Havoc, on the other hand, they got a little bit more to play for. But you can also look forward to the Havoc Hour on WZZN TV exclusively tonight as it gets rolling at 6 o'clock.
Yes, so WZZN TV is where that's going to get going, 6 o'clock at Zambrewski's, courtesy of Stockton Mortgage and Jen DeTulio. We appreciate them as they have been sponsoring the Havoc Hour all season long. And I am probably going to be coming in on 2 wheels.
Okay.
Maybe John may even have to start it. Not 100% sure.
I mean, I could do that first segment of me just like talking, breaking down some stuff, but
that may be all we need.
I don't have the knowledge that you have, because you're literally right next to the dudes every single home game. I mean, I got to stand on the bench at one point for one period. It was an amazing experience. You get to do it every single home game.
No, trust me. There's a lot of stuff that you learn. And that I have learned throughout just being on the ice for as long as I have.
And you hear.
Trust me, there were some games, I want to say, was it Friday night against Evansville when it really started getting chippy?
Yeah, I don't know how we have that and we don't get flagged for it more than
I have it muted a lot. Like unless I am speaking, I turn my mic, I mute my mic so that a lot of the things that the players are saying during the games cannot be picked up.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of it is not FCC friendly.
Well,
and so that's the reason why I don't want Flo to be upset with us. I don't want obviously anybody that's listening on the Havoc Zone to be upset with us. So I make sure to keep my mic muted because especially when games are as heated as what Thursday night was between the Bulls and the Havoc. It is I need to keep things muted.
Well, we're not going to keep the phone lines muted. You can call into the show 256-576-9777 is the number to get in. Of course, we're going to be talking a little bit of the Final Four. We'll be ramping up that conversation throughout the week, but we do have Adam Dubbin on from Gators Wire in the second segment at 9:20. Talk a little bit of Florida Gators basketball. Yesterday, we talked with Ike Jones from the War Report, and he gave us some good insight on that team. We also have more updates on Jonai Broom. Jonai Broom.
Again, if you can't say it,
Joe,
just act like you're Forrest Gump trying to talk to his girlfriend.
It's just Joe, Nye.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jonai.
And then Broom.
That's
something that some people probably never pick up.
It's been a running joke. It absolutely has been a running joke for a couple of weeks with Tom, and apparently he's not the only person that it cannot pronounce Jonai Broom's name properly, even though he is about to most likely be your player of the year. And so there's been those issues with this.
Look, the same thing happened with Nico Iamaleava. All right, he was the top college prospect coming in.
Well,
and even though his name is a lot more complex, there were a lot of experts that were screwing it up left and right.
Well, the Samoan names are incredibly difficult to pronounce, and honestly, that falls into the category of names that I want you to tell me before I actually see them on paper.
Yes,
I just want the verbal cues. Like there are a lot of players in the NFL and a lot of teams in the NFL that whenever they send out their rosters with all their game notes and everything like that, they always have like a little link on there that has pronunciations. And it's not just like, oh, this is the phonetic spelling of it so that you can say it. It's the actual player saying his name. So you can go, thank you. This is what I need to know. This is how I understand it. And you can phonetically say it because look, for myself, there is like a dictionary when it comes to the phonetic spelling of certain things, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to understand it. So I have my own language and my own verbiage that I use whenever I'm going with pronunciations of names. And it's one in which that when I look down, I automatically have the ability to be able to read it. So, there's, like tonight is most likely going to be Coach P, and I know his mom's going to be watching, and I know that she is vocalized the fact that she wants me to make sure that I say his name right. So I have P and Santini written out the proper way.
Dude, I had such a tough time saying it. Like I was prepping it like the day before.
Oh, you and I were going over it numerous times.
All the way up until it. And I was like, okay, so it's just PSN Teeny.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I went on to do the Havoc Hour and I was like, that's the
reason everybody calls him just Coach P.
Yeah. I wanted to do that, but at the same time, I want to make sure I get his name out correct at the beginning. Same as like if you are announcing the roster of a team. Let me just find a roster real quick. I could throw out a few names. All right, Jacoby Gillespie. I could throw out Rodney Rice, Tafara Gapar, and Jay Young, all of which who are leaving Maryland because, of course, their coach, who was already pretty much set in stone to be Villanova's next head coach, was practically foot out the door before March Madness was even over. Yeah. But, like, those names right there, you can knock them out. There's other names, though, that will trip you up, and Pia Santini was definitely one of them.
And with today being April Fool's, I have to be very mindful of any news that I see. Like normally, whenever we get a notification about something, especially if we see it on X, I a lot of times like to look and see like 2 or 3 people are reporting this before I make sure of it. But like even today, for instance, I am going to and want to assume Adam Schefter is not joking today because the NFL owners meetings are going on as we speak. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not something that you would want to make jokes about, but I almost feel like as media members, you have to put in the preface, like at the very top, not an April Fool's Day joke, because everything that can be taken that way, even the smallest thing. So like just a few minutes ago, before the show started, he announced, matter of fact, it was 40 minutes ago. It was one in which Adam Schefter reported that the NFL owners have passed the rule that both teams will be allowed to possess the football in overtime in the regular season. See?
Let's go!
Said that the original proposal was for a 15-minute overtime that has now been amended to a 10-minute overtime. So it's a 10-minute overtime. You now are going to have both teams be able to possess the football. Okay, that's great. But when I first saw it, I went,
well, wait, I got a question, Joe.
Is this April Fool's?
I got a question on that, though.
Okay, what's up?
So, but that doesn't go into a second overtime, does it?
No.
That's just the end of the game.
Just end of the game.
So if neither team scores on their first possession, the game could possibly, like theoretically, it could be over.
Oh, absolutely, because there are teams that can literally run the clock and run a 9-minute drive if they absolutely want it.
Look, I guess if you run out the clock, kick a field goal, then you can win that game.
I'd actually be curious about how that would happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, would they just automatically say you get a possession regardless of the 10 minutes? Like if you had a team,
I've seen teams take off 8 minutes, Joe. I've seen it before.
Yeah, let's just look at the Ravens, for instance. You start to just hand the ball to Derrick Henry and he just continues to pound it. And then every once in a while, Lamar Jackson keeps it on a keeper and you're running the clock down to 5 and 6 seconds before you even snap the football. Yeah, it's very easy for you to be able to run an 8 and 9 minute long drive and then kick a field goal with no time remaining. That is very doable. But what is the rule on that? Would you then say, all right, we know time has expired. It is part of the rule that this team must get one possession, no time. There is no clock except for the play clock. That is how it's going. If they do not score on this possession, it is ball game. Like, I don't know how that would happen because that only makes sense to me. But I also know teams can make a 10-minute drive. It's very hard. It's very rare.
Yep.
But it is a doable thing.
No doubt. And you'll get those 7-8 minute drives every once in a while. Yeah. That's a lot more common than a 10-minute drive definitely is.
Also, don't get this confused as the NFL is actually caring about players when it comes to 10-minute drives and 15 or 10-minute overtime and 15-minute overtime. Mm-hmm. There's a reason that they don't care about this thing going to a 15-minute overtime.
Yeah.
It's a very easy and logical explanation when you actually hear about it for the first time.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, but again, do you know why?
What, for the player safety?
No. The reason why owners don't want long overtimes. They don't want an overtime that's a regulation or go into double or triple overtime.
Well, I feel like you know a little bit more than I do about this subject. So what do you got for me?
It's literally because they make no money off of overtime.
Oh, yeah. No, that is true.
They
and also,
money.
The beer sales are supposed to be done going into the fourth, right?
Beer sales are done. Concession stands are closed. Everything is done. The only money that team would be able to make is inside their own team store. There is no extra money that comes in for this team during those overtimes. So why would they care about it? It is all about the money part of this. It has nothing to do with, we don't want the players to be injured or anything. No, it has to do with the fact that all this money that they can make in a football game is going to be done by the end of the fourth quarter anyway. So they're like, whatever, we don't even really care. Let's just go and get this thing over with. It's about the making the money in this.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Maybe they could follow what Coastal Carolina is doing because they're not making money off of concessions all throughout their home games.
No, if NFL teams did this, they would be out of money because the Coastal Carolina is doing this to try to get fans to come to their games.
Mm-hmm. And it is also off of a partnership with Aramark. Okay. So this is a whole nother thing in and of itself. So you don't even know how much money Aramark might be giving them or the food and all of that stuff.
Well, at the same time, but you notice that this isn't Alabama, this isn't Auburn, this isn't Florida.
Yeah.
Like these stadiums that are selling out to 60 and 80 and 90,000 fans. Those stadiums aren't doing this. It's a fan base. It's like, please come to our games. We want you to come to our games. You just have to buy the ticket and we'll give you the food. Yeah. It's easy.
Well, I mean, going to that stadium anyway and looking at that teal field for 3 to possibly 4 hours, it will give you a headache. So, I mean, they're really trying to sell you on these concessions, so they'll get you in.
Florida's been giving Auburn a headache, so let's talk a little bit more about that as Adam Dubbin's going to be joining us when we come back. Gators Wire, Final Four. Let's talk about the Florida Gators and the Auburn Tigers meeting up on Saturday with Adam Dubbin of Gators Wire. When we come back, ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WCZN TV.
Countdown to the 2025 Trash Pandas season is on. Tickets are available for the full 2025 home schedule, including opening night on Friday, April 4th. But it doesn't end there. The Trash Pandas season opens with 9 home games in 10 days, featuring theme nights, giveaways, fireworks, and more. This opening homestand has it all. For more information, check us out online at trashpandasbaseball.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title, because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal. And we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. At Newmarket, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 2190 County Road 65 very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Newmarket.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A warm night across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only dropping into the upper 50s and lower 60s. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky Wednesday afternoon. We're going to be quite warm. Temperatures consistently climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. We're also talking about scattered showers and thunderstorms. Today's not going to be a complete wash, only dropping into the mid and upper 60s as we head into the overnight, maintaining the opportunity for a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Much the same as we head into your Thursday. A mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures consistently climbing into the lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. I'm home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
In just a moment, we'll be joined by Dubbin, Gators Wire, to talk about the Florida Gators coming up tonight. There's still a thing called the NIT.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
I love how there's like no national coverage or conversation about it, because it literally is just it's a nothing tournament.
No, it is 1,000% like a low tier bowl game at this point in time.
Yeah.
We're going to have that though on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. It is going to be at 6 p.m. UC Irvine in North Texas.
Oh, we have it on our station.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm bringing it up. Yeah.
I thought you were talking like that was like what I was going to say about the XFL. It has actually started, and I don't think anybody knew about that. No. But like that's the type of thing. Like, did you know that the NIT was still going on?
No. I'm about to ask you and quiz you on it. Did you know? But it is
I love that.
6 o'clock, UC Irvine, North Texas, 8:30. It's Loyola Chicago and Chattanooga. That is the semifinal game of the NIT. Where is the NIT playing the semifinals and championship at?
Okay, let's think about this. All right.
Now, remember, historically, the NIT was at Madison Square Garden, New York City. Like it was a beautiful tradition.
I think they moved it away from the north.
They moved it away from the northeast.
Okay. Well, the northeast. They moved it away from the northeast. Where else are you going to put it, Joe?
I don't
know. Going to bring it over to California?
I mean, that's where UC Irvine is.
Oh.
No.
It's got to it's in Indiana.
You're actually right.
Oh,
I don't know how you're right. I have zero clue as to how you just guessed that.
Joe, I think about it. All right. You got to think about where these things would be held. All right. And you bring it to not the south or the northeast. You think about the middle of the country, even though it's still kind of,
it's north central.
It's northeast.
Yes.
But whatever. In the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. So, yes.
No, it is not at the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. No, do you really think the NIT is going to get 80,000 people to show up to it? Come on.
They'd put the curtains up, Joe.
They just leave the tarp up from where Kentucky and Tennessee played each other the other night.
Honestly,
where you saw Tennessee and Houston play. Just like, look, we're just going to leave this tarp up. We're going to curtain this thing off. Let's just keep it going. Just swap out the courts. We're good. No, it is being played at Hinkle Fieldhouse, which is where the Indiana Pacers play.
Okay. All right.
That is where the NIT semifinals and championship is going to be.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you where the Pacers played, but I feel like I knew that it was in a different arena.
It used to be named
Lucas Oil.
It used to be named, I think it was Conseco Fieldhouse. The only reason I remember this because Conseco. And so that's the only reason I remembered what its name used to be.
Yeah. Okay.
And now it is Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Well, you know me, Joe. I'm really good at guessing. That's kind of what got me through school.
I really genuinely have no idea how you guessed that.
I do these things for a living. Regardless, Joe, we were talking a little bit about Coastal Carolina and how they're having their free concessions. Well, we offer something similar. It's not free, but it is 50% off, and it will save you a lot of money. And it is our Big Zone deals. Head on over to 97.7 ESPN. Whether you're up in Tennessee or you're down here in the beautiful, beautiful North Alabama area, then you can take advantage of the Big Zone deals and get half off on some of the best restaurants and spots in all of the land. Joe, I think he might get mixed up with the second hour. I made sure I told him Eastern time.
Well, and the reason I gave you the look just a second ago, because we are reaching out for Adam Dubbin, he just liked our post that said that he was on at 9. And so I'm like, you liked the post just now, Adam? I could. No, and so here's the other part too, because now even in the chat, like a lot of things, we look in the chat and we're going, okay, let me double check that. Let me look at it. Let me kind of do all this. And I'm seeing these things at it now. Now what Bandy put in there about the 28 straight scoreless innings and the fact that the Braves actually scored a run last night, which was kind of impressive. That was a legit stat, a real stat. That is not something that is being made up, even though it sounds horribly dumb and bad that the Braves cannot score a run in 28 straight innings with the offense that they are supposed to be having in 2025. Okay, could be an issue. You also then saw this from Matt, and I'm thinking, this is why I totally loathe this holiday. Because if this was going to be a story any other day of the week, I would actually sit here and go, you know what? I could see this trade actually benefiting him. But the problem is that the teams that he is using as far as the example is concerned is no chance on earth because one of the teams wouldn't make that smart of a move. The other one also wouldn't make that dumb of a move.
Well,
because Matt put in the chat that he heard that the Cowboys were trading Dak to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what I'm thinking to myself? You know what? Honestly, if the Dallas Cowboys could get rid of Dak Prescott, save that money, be able to turn around and be able to get a couple of draft picks and be able to get another quarterback, That would be kind of smart from your owner / general manager / assistant general manager / president, whatever other titles that Jerry Jones potentially has. And I'm thinking to myself, that would be really good. I also don't see the Steelers being that dumb.
Yeah, he wasn't too far off, though, because it is an AFC North team that is interested in him, and it is the Cleveland Browns. So, think a little bit dumber.
Oh, then he's definitely washed up if the Cleveland Browns are interested in him.
Well, Deshaun Watson wasn't washed up. He was lotioned up.
Well, he was lotioned up.
And that was the only reason why.
Look, Tiger Woods started to struggle when all of his skeletons came out of the closet too, okay?
Exactly.
Sometimes it may be good for the skeletons to stay in the closet.
Shout out to 2018. Regardless of that, we do have Adam Dubbin on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline from Gators Wire. Talks all things Florida. Adam, how you doing today, man?
Hey, not bad. I heard a little Tiger Woods talk there for a second. I lived right down the street from that Perkins that he met that woman at way back when all that trouble started.
See, now this was the transition we didn't know we were going to make, Adam. I'm telling you.
We were really good at it.
This was an amazing transition we didn't think we were going to make today. So I appreciate you throwing that in. Yeah.
Hey, no worries, man.
No
worries. So let's talk a little Final Four, I guess. Huh?
Well, yeah, it's Final Four between two teams that have already played each other twice. And, we went through 64 teams to get to these two teams. And now here we are, and we're looking at a Florida team that, honestly, Adam, I'm telling you, I hate to admit it because they're going up against my team. This team still looks like one of the best teams in the country, but you've been watching them a lot closer than what I have. Is there any change for the thought process is the way that this team's been playing in the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament compared to a couple of weeks ago when they were the number one team in the country?
I really don't see a whole lot changing in the way that they're approaching the game. They've had to make a couple of adjustments here and there, like when Condon went down with that ankle, little bits and tweaks like that. But the path that they have taken up to now has prepared them for those difficulties. I think what we've really noticed is just that, Florida's facing really good teams, especially UConn and Texas Tech. Those two teams were really good. And, they had me pretty clenched there for a bit until, we pulled it off. So the Gators team still has that team of destiny feel to it, especially after those two particular comebacks.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And what I'm seeing right now is currently Vegas is throwing the favor towards the Florida Gators 2.5 points. But then you see the ESPN analytics, you see all these fans, they speculate right now saying that Auburn is a 57.9% winner in this matchup. Talk a little bit about where that diversity may be coming from.
Well, Auburn is a really good team, and every time I've been on this show, I've mentioned that, I feel like they're a better team on paper than Florida is. So there's that aspect of it. Also, Auburn hasn't really had much trouble getting through the first 4 rounds, have they? 3 of them were by double digits, and then that MSU game was pretty close, but Auburn has just not let up as much as Florida has. And Florida's had a few of those stretches where, they can't score. And, it's a thing that we see from them very often. And they're able to eventually come back, but they certainly give more of a white knuckle effect than Auburn has so far. So the vibes might not be entirely there.
Yeah, Adam Dubbin from Gators Wire talking to Florida Gators basketball as they get into their Final Four matchup. And I want to talk a little bit more about, obviously, the roster for both of these teams. The depth is super, super deep. But the main thing for me is, how this all kind of fell into place. Of course, at one point we thought Tennessee was one of the better teams in the conference. Alabama, of course, had their goods and their bads. And now we've ended up with 2 teams now from the Southeast. Well, most of them are all from the Southeast. All of them are from the South. But inside of the Final Four, is this kind of what you expected? 2 teams from the SEC making it to the biggest dance on earth?
Well, there certainly wasn't that unexpected. You got to tip your cap to Tennessee and the Crimson Tide as well. They are both really good programs, and I don't think we were wrong about them earlier in the season thinking that they were great. It's just that, this is the tournament, and someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. Yeah. And so, they've taken the shorter straw in some of those games, and, the Gators and the Tigers are, still pulling the longer straw. So, it's not that unexpected. It's always fun to see a fellow conference member in the tournament. It kind of turns it up a notch when it comes to rivalry and the heat of the game. And so this Florida Auburn game should be more exciting than Duke Houston, in my opinion, because of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that should be interesting because I'm looking at Duke and Houston, and they look like they're unmovable walls. But this is again like the SEC tournament we saw just weeks ago, which is the craziest part about it. How fast this season moves on, and we know what the SEC could give us. We're still waiting to see what Houston and Duke can give us.
Yeah, I paid attention to some Big 12 basketball, and Houston definitely has quite a pedigree. And they put together a great resume during the regular season. But throughout everything, I just don't feel like they're as tested as an SEC team or, and even that Duke team. I talked about this before when we were looking at net ranking. Auburn has more quad 1 games than Duke had quad 1 and 2 combined.
Wow.
So Auburn is truly battle tested. Houston actually had a pretty good amount of quad 1 wins. But, it was in that Big 12 that isn't really that powerful. And some of those quad 1 wins were probably because they were road wins against, a middle of the road team in the conference. And they may have been sort of bolstered. I just don't have the confidence in Houston others do, which is probably why they'll win it all. I'm feeling the SEC vibes here.
Gotcha. But it's also the same story with Duke, though. I mean, we look at the ACC and they made, they had less teams going into March Madness than the Big 12. So is it past that point where we can really look at the actual depth within the conference? And now it's just these teams are battle tested just because they've gone through the competition just in the last 2 weeks.
Well, you always realize that past performance doesn't predict future victory. But you still need to scout. You still need to know what you're dealing with. There's all these bits and pieces of information that need to be assembled before a team can take on another team. And so what we're dealing with here, I'd say, all I can say is the SEC beating up on itself proved itself, and I can't see it hurting them at this point since it's a do or die situation.
Yeah.
Well, Adam Dubbin joining us from Gators Wire, and going back to that game on February 8th. I know that we were talking about, there was a question of players that may or may not play. I remember you coming on with us and talking about it, but what did you see in that game that Florida did so well against Auburn that Auburn fans need to be kind of mindful of going into this weekend's game and seeing like a trend that they go, oh, this is what happened last time. Like what did Florida do so well there?
But what stood out to me still was that, Auburn just couldn't stop Florida's offense. Florida just scored at will. And it was, on their own home floor, they were just seeing Florida come down the court and just stuff it, constantly just putting that ball in the hoop. And that was just too much for the Tigers to keep up with. So if Florida gets off to a hot start, if we see Clayton nail 2 of his first 3 threes and Will Richard gets pumped and Elijah Martin is draining them, and we've got our guys down on the block grabbing those rebounds. That's when they should start, checking to see, checking their blood pressure, seeing if this is going to be a redux of what they saw before.
Well, hopefully, seeing all these 1 seeds, it'll make for some very fun yet very stressful basketball. It doesn't matter if you're a fan of any of these teams. It's going to be the best of the best in all of college sports. But I want to get into a little bit of the health of these teams because we know, of course, Jonai Broome and his shoulder to arm injury that he had just a few nights ago. But for Florida, I mean, we haven't heard too much, but you're the guy that has the insight on it. How's the health of this Gators team right now?
As far as it looks, they're about as good as they can get. It's unclear if Condon is still 100% after tweaking his ankle. But judging by his performance in the last game, it's not slowing him that much. He certainly didn't have his A game, but he was still able to, still able to do the things he needs to do out on the floor, help space things, battle down low, get some shots in there, make some crisp passes. So I don't really see it being a major issue for him. And then, otherwise, we should be seeing everybody we normally see in the rotation for the Gators.
That's definitely good to hear for the Gators fans, especially here in the North Alabama area, because you'd be surprised. We have a lot. It's just a lot of diversity of the fan bases here in the Huntsville area. But real quick, of course, we know you're busy. We got a lot of stuff to cover for Florida, even baseball, which we might even touch on a little bit in this conversation. But for, the Florida Gators, what do you think that this team needs to do to solidify a spot at that final, game of the season?
They got to keep Auburn from getting hot from beyond the arc. That's been the thing that's been, putting the fear of God in us against, UConn, especially Texas Tech, who made 6 of their first 7. I thought we were cooked, to be honest with you, just the way they just could not miss. If Auburn can do that, if they can come out and hit, keep up with the Gators scoring, or even, bury the Gators early, that could really set the tone. And, you can only come back from so many deficits on your way to a championship. And, the luck might run out on Florida if Auburn can get out to that big lead.
No doubt about that. Adam Dubbin, GatorsWire.com. Joe?
All right, last question for you, just because I'm noticing a trend with Florida, and it's very un-Florida-like baseball-wise. Why are we 3 weekends into the SEC play, and Florida only has 1 win in conference?
Well, to be fair,
yes,
the sweeps against Tennessee and Georgia, those are 2 really good teams. Top
right.
10 teams, so number 1 team. So, some strength of schedule is playing into it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The fan in me, not the writer, but just the fan, we just suck. It's, it's just the way it feels right now. Nothing is clicking. What if the hitting ain't hitting, the pitching ain't pitching. Kevin O'Sullivan has to be pulling whatever is left on his head out over this team. Especially, they started off the season in the non-conference schedule. A lot of consecutive wins. And it was the UCF games and the Miami games that they got their first losses. But those weren't, there wasn't a lot of concern at the time because those were solid teams, and it happened. But Tennessee demoralized them on that first weekend. And then, Georgia kept the spankings coming. And, when you lose to 2 of your biggest rivals like that, it can hurt. And, this is a younger team too. So, you've got some players on the Gator squad who haven't dealt with this type of adversity. And, they're probably working through it psychologically, dealing with, playing against the top teams in the nation at your level. And it definitely seems un-Florida-like, although, it also kind of feels like last season where we just snuck into the NCAA tournament because we had a nice little run towards the end of the season. It looks like we're going to have to do that again. But it's wearing down on us as fans and as, beat writers.
Well, and I bet, and John, sorry to cut you off, but I mean, it's not like the schedule gets easier. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I know that you play Florida for the Florida State for the 3rd time. You still have to play Arkansas, South Carolina, Texas, Alabama. Like, it's not going to get easier. And so, like, you're right. The beginning of this schedule, you face 2 teams that are in the top 5. You face a team that's in the top 15, but like, that's SEC baseball. Like, I mean, you are almost basically playing a rank versus rank game every single weekend.
And we look at the Braves and we see them start 0-5. It's a totally different story. Of course, they've also gone up against some of the top competition in the MLB, but there's also 160 plus games. Whereas for the Gators,
60,
quite a few shorter. Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly, time is more of the essence in college ball than it is in pro ball. And that kind of adds to some of the excitement too. The games mean more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I cover Major League Baseball, and those games in the middle of July or end of June, you're kind of like, oh, okay, big deal. Really doesn't matter until after the All-Star break. But with these games, every single one counts. So Sully's going to have to light a fire under their bum, get something started here, because time is running out on the Gators, and they probably won't get the benefit of the doubt this time around after like I said, squeezing in last year.
No doubt about that. Adam, it's always wonderful to get you on, man. Of course, you got a good week to look forward to with Florida facing off against Auburn, a game you can hear here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Let the people know where they can find your work on socials and online.
Well, online, you can find us at Gators Wire. That's GatorsWireUSAToday.com. You can find me at my full name, ADAMDUBBIN, with the @ symbol, either on the Twitter or on the Blue Sky. And you can always shoot me an email too if you want to reach me for something at my name at Gmail.
Well, Adam, we appreciate it, and I know that you don't want it to go this way, but I really hope your Saturday's not fun. I just want to let you know, as an Auburn fan, I really don't want it to be fun. But it may be, but just want to say thank you. We appreciate it, but I just hope your Saturday goes bad. I just really do.
What's your prediction? What do you think?
Here we go.
No.
Go.
Honestly, I could right now. I would probably lean Florida just because I don't know the health of Janai Broome. I genuinely don't.
I'm throwing mine out. Mine is 85-84 Florida.
See,
care.
Yeah,
knuckle game.
And for me, it truly does come down to the health of Janai Broome. I know he's not 100%. I know he hasn't been 100% for a while, but those injuries that he started getting against Michigan State, those will have some massive wear and tear. And I know that he's going to be on the court, but how healthy, how good to go is he going to be? Now, if he's healthy and good, then yes, I'll say that I believe Auburn's going to win. But on Tuesday, when we're sitting here and I don't know his health status, then I would definitely be leading Florida right now.
I think that's completely fair. I mean, the man is he's a beast on the floor, and even at 70%, he still has a lot more to offer than most college basketball players.
No.
But he's going to be banging against some big boys.
Oh, he is
in the paint. So it's going to be painful for him too. It may be painful for me if the Gators lose, but it's going to be painful for him no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, I want you to have a wonderful week.
Screw
Regardless of who wins, it's going to be fun, even though I do kind of want the Florida Gators to win. I'm not a big fan of Auburn, but, roll tide. Regardless of that, you have a wonderful, wonderful week, man.
You all do too. Take care.
All right, thanks.
Good stuff. Adam Dubbin, as always, you can find him at thegatorswire.com and just check out all of his work. We still got to get a Blue Sky account. I know you haven't done anything to get one, and I just changed my Twitter handle for the first time.
No, I have one.
You have a Blue Sky?
I normally, whenever an app like that starts, I hop in quickly just so that I can get my name.
Yeah, of course.
Because
Joe Hunk.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I get at Joe Hunk.
That's a smart move.
It's what I did. It's what I did with Gmail. It's what I did with all this. Is I hop in quickly and
MySpace. I think you can have whatever name you want.
Well, at that time, I wasn't Joe Hunk. Oh, when I got MySpace, it was before I got into radio.
Gotcha.
So
it's still around.
Yeah, it is still around. I'm also not
that.
putting out an album anytime soon, so I don't really, care that much about it. It may be Joe Hunk. I genuinely have no idea.
I'll have to go and take a look on my MySpace account.
But yeah, that's kind of what I've always done. So I know I have a Blue Sky.
Gotcha.
I've even got the app on my phone. I just never go to it.
What about Threads?
I got Joe Hunk. I made sure because all I did was log in and it says, do you want to add Threads? And I did. And my name was available and I used it and boom, there it goes. At Joe Hunk. Everywhere it is is that you can is at Joe Hunk, except for PSN. Because apparently there is a Joe Hunk somewhere else. I'm really skeptical of what that person's doing morally properly.
Dude, we'll do a manhunt for him.
Oh, I bet you that on that account they're doing a manhunt. 256-576-977. Phone lines are open to you the remainder of the way as we continue on ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WCCN TV.
This is Brent Musburger's BSIN Action Update on 97.7
ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
A rough start to the season for the Atlanta Braves. They're 0-5 after losing 6-1 in Los Angeles against the Dodgers on Monday. If that's not bad enough, outfielder Gerritsen Profar suspended for 80 games under the league's performance-enhancing drugs policy. He's able to return at the end of June, but if Atlanta makes the postseason, Profar won't be eligible to play. The Braves continue their series tonight at Los Angeles. Dustin May gets the nod for the Dodgers. Chris Sale scheduled to get the start for Atlanta. The Braves plus 145 on the money line. The Dodgers minus 175. Auburn basketball 2.5-point underdogs for this Saturday's Final Four matchup against Florida. I'm Chuck Sanders on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at SensaGreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beams likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Buckhorn Youth Sports was created in 2018 to provide kids in our community the ability to compete at every sport possible. We offer football, flag and tackle, cheer, volleyball, wrestling, basketball, baseball, and softball. You can find us on Facebook at Buckhorn Youth Sports, where we prepare the future. Buckhorn Youth Sports is a proud supporter of Buckhorn High School football. Go Bucks!
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 60s and lower 70s, only dropping into the upper 50s, low 60s as we head into the overnight early into your Wednesday morning. A mostly cloudy sky Wednesday afternoon. We're going to be quite warm across the area. Temperatures consistently climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Some of those could be on the strong or severe end of the spectrum. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Never miss 1 second of Charger baseball with the Charger Zone.
and he is just absolutely parked one. I don't believe the left fielder or the center fielder for AUM even moved.
Only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Welcome back into the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe
seriously
Hunk.
just
Dude,
kill
I
that,
just
man?
killed that. And I know it's against the rules for me.
No,
it's against the rules because I like to slowly ease it out, make the quality sound amazing. But
Do you
I'm
know
not.
where that's from, though?
I don't even care what it's from, Joe.
Is it just because it's big and rich?
Hi.
Do you know? Have you not seen the new Footloose movie?
No, I haven't seen the new Footloose movie, Joe. You romantic,
It's actually not new. It's probably almost a decade old right now.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
But trust me, when this song plays, you will rewatch that scene. That's all I'm telling you. This song right here.
I think
the
first thing I thought of when I saw Fake ID was McLovin from Superbad.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not it.
All I thought about.
No,
Dude,
this was because again, it's Footloose and Footloose has dancing. But this was when they at one point in time in the movie, they're all at a drive-in.
Gotcha.
And this song starts to play and they literally jump into like a gigantic line dance because that's what you do in a movie in Georgia and backwoods where you can't dance.
Yeah, I know Brandon. He dabbles in a little bit of that Footloose,
Who
and
did that movie?
and unlike dancing in whatever city that was in 2014.
No, it was 2011. Really? That movie seriously came out in 2011?
I think that was before the first Hunger Games, Joe.
Yeah, no, trust me. There was a lot of guys that were hungry after this when they saw Julianne Hough. Trust me. There are a lot of guys that were hungry after that movie.
Jeez, it's very similar. Well, it's not. Unlike the baseball and the torpedo bats, dancing was illegal. The baseball bats, on the other hand, are very much legal. And we're going to continue on with that a little bit throughout this show, throughout the week, throughout the season, hopefully, because I don't want to see these gone, Joe. But some people are saying, oh, they're going to be gone.
No, I think what's going to happen is I think this is one of your stories at the very beginning of the year that is a big deal. But with the amount of players that have started to now make orders and purchase them, that the next time that will be a quote unquote big deal will be the home run derby.
Oh, geez.
And then after that, it's just part of it. Look, I'm telling you, you have no idea how many times and what happens in spring training. Louisville Slugger will send somebody down and they will have like 300 different bat handles with them that allows the players to figure out what bat handle they like the most.
Well,
it's just a different design and it looks different.
Exactly. And I think this is advancing the sport, if anything. And it's not just the Yankees. We'll have the list for you when we come back here on the Blitz.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports and it's brought to you by Everwood Treatment Company, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Everwood, wood treated right. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Coming up on Thursday's edition of Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR, we'll be joined by Alabama gymnast Kylie Kwame.
There's possibilities of me competing for the Philippines and like Korea, so.
Well, that's awesome opportunity. Well, best of luck coming up with all that. Before we let you go, just what message would you give to the fans before they come back to Coleman Coliseum this weekend, watch you all perform? What do you hope they get to see?
I hope they see us dominate and take charge, and I also hope they see how much work has been put in to also even just getting them there to be put in regionals and be in that seat to actually go to nationals and things like that.
Is there a lot of motivation too, just to give these seniors kind of the send off they deserve?
Yes.
We've had senior night already, but this is truly when it gets towards the end of the year. You never know what could be the last meet.
Yeah, really. I've said it over and over, but I don't want it to be Lily's last vault. I need her to stick it one more time, and hopefully they give that done to her. So
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Join us tonight for Crimson Tide baseball against Samford. First pitch from Sewell Thomas Stadium is scheduled for 6 p.m. with radio coverage across the network at 5:45 p.m. Central. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood Treatment Company. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Newmarket, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 2190 County Road 65 very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Newmarket.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
A rough start to the season for the Atlanta Braves. They're 0-5 after losing 6-1 in Los Angeles against the Dodgers on Monday. If that's not bad enough, outfielder Gerritsen Profar suspended for 80 games under the league's performance-enhancing drugs policy. He's able to return at the end of June, but if Atlanta makes the postseason, Profar won't be eligible to play. The Braves continue their series tonight at Los Angeles. Dustin May gets the nod for the Dodgers. Chris Sale scheduled to get the start for Atlanta. The Braves plus 145 on the money line. The Dodgers minus 175. Auburn basketball 2.5-point underdogs for this Saturday's Final Four matchup against Florida. I'm Chuck Sanders on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A warm night across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only dropping into the upper 50s and lower 60s. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky Wednesday afternoon. We're going to be quite warm. Temperatures consistently climbing into the upper 70s and lower 80s. We're also talking about scattered showers and thunderstorms. Today's not going to be a complete wash, only dropping into the mid-upper 60s as we head into the overnight, maintaining the opportunity for a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Much the same as we head into your Thursday. A mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures consistently climbing into the lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. I'm home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham with you on this Tuesday morning. Coming up tonight, it is the Havoc Hour. 6 o'clock, WZZN TV. We will also make sure that we post that inside the Huntsville Havoc Fan Cave, the SPHL website, all of those ways that you could possibly watch the show. And the other cool way and the best way to watch it is by actually being there live.
Ooh.
So what you want to do is go to the Iceplex, which did just have more major announcements just a little while ago. Go to the Iceplex. Make sure that right when you walk in is very easy to get to. You walk straight up the steps. Doesn't matter if you go to your left or go to your right, rink 1, rink 2, no matter what it is. Head all the way to the back. You will see Zambrewski's, and we will be out on do you call it a patio?
It's a patio.
Is it I don't
overlook?
Really, is it overlook?
It's
going to be
overlook.
potentially great because most likely the Havoc are probably going to have to play a game there next week.
Ooh.
They may have to. Let's just be honest.
Look, that's what I love about being on this show is that we throw out the great news for the listeners, but I also get a lot of new information from you, and I feel like you might get some of the same from me. but it's all NASCAR.
Well, and and the only reason why I say they may have to is just because the scheduling of it. Disney on Ice is coming into town.
No way
at the VBC, so they are going to be taking over the arena.
You're telling me there's going to be even more magic on the ice? Are you kidding me?
There is,
dude.
Olaf
Elsa's gonna. Oh my god,
Olaf. I mean, honestly, Elsa's literally sitting in the penalty box every single Havoc game, but still, she does. She looks just like it. I'm not kidding.
Good traits. That's a good.
I mean,
good traits,
no joke. She even like cosplays as We've talked about this. So here's what's happening.
Okay.
The girl that is in the penalty box.
All right.
Okay. She always is in, and she's the one that's always operating the opponent's penalty box. She's never on the home side. She's always on the visiting side. So over the season, I've seen a ton of guys just get a penalty from the opposing team, go in there, and then just start talking her up. I mean,
I think they do that on purpose at this point.
Absolutely. And so I started talking to Steve about this, and I said, dude, I wonder what kind of stories she has. Like, she's got to have some like crazy stories.
Yeah, guys coming in there with no teeth.
Yeah, no teeth. I mean, look, on
black eye.
What was it, Friday? I think it was Friday night. I mean, you had Dom and Gio both rip the jerseys off of the Evansville's players, so they're going in there half naked. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens. So I started periodically just looking at her and saying, hey, some point in time, we need to get you on the air.
Okay.
Like, we need to get you on the air so that you can share some of these stories that you have experienced over the past some odd years that you've been doing this. I have no clue how long she's been doing
the comments will love that.
Well, no, they absolutely will. Because seriously, she looks like Elsa. Like, I mean, your kids are going to freak when they see her on the show.
Yeah.
And so we start talking. And so now every time that I see her, she looks at me and she goes, I'm still thinking of some things. I'm like, cool, just jot them down. Just remind yourself of some things, and so we're going to figure out when is going to be a great time to get her on to talk, because we initially thought, this would actually be a fun Havoc hour. This may go longer than an hour, though. This may be much longer than an hour-long conversation.
It's okay, though, because we have 2 hours on this show, starting from 9 to ending at 11.
She has talked to me about wedding proposals that she has gotten, obviously asked out on dates. Guys have asked her phone number, don't know where they're going to put it, and they're in a penalty box. They got a stick.
Write it on your stick, bro.
Yeah, just right there. Come on, man. So there's all sorts of things that she has experienced, and she's always in the visitor's penalty box. It's not like she's moving around to the home side, the visitor side. She's sometimes up on the concourse. No. She's every single game that I've done. She has always been in the visitor's penalty box. So we're going to figure out a time for her to come on the air with us and share all of these stories, and it'll be before the season wraps up. So
Gotcha. Okay.
I want to figure out and find out when the playoffs are going to be for Huntsville and when they are going to be played, because right now we are scheduled to not only have a Havoc hour tonight, but also next Tuesday. But before that, we're probably going to know the schedule with the Havoc and where it's going. And I know that, again, Disney on Ice is supposed to be, I believe, the 10th through the 13th, if I know correctly.
Yeah, she might be a part of it. Who knows?
She probably is. Seriously, I'm not kidding. When you see her, your kids will think that we have Elsa on the show. I'm not joking.
That's pretty awesome, Joe. I like Elsa. I'm actually more of a fan of Anna, though.
Why Anna?
I don't know. I like her.
Because she's not crazy?
She's crazy. She's crazy in her own ways. All right. The second movie, Elsa goes off the walls. Anna is the one that keeps her grounded.
Wait, no.
I like that.
Yeah, Elsa is the one that is the Ice Queen, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure we had the right person.
Anna's the redhead.
Anna's the redhead that has like the big like guy from wherever he's at that's singing, like the Norwegian guy.
You don't want to mess with him or Sven.
Or Sven, his lovable moose or whatever.
Reindeer, Joe.
Is he a reindeer?
Right, Joe.
He's a reindeer?
I think.
So are you telling me this is an origin story for Santa Claus?
No, reindeer are actually beings that are on this planet.
I understand they're beings that are on this planet, but all I'm saying is if he's in Frozen and he's and Sven is part of this, is it Fren or Hans? Is it Hans? And so if Hans is this way and he has a pet reindeer, dude, this literally could be cannon for Santa Claus.
I can't wait to see Sven on the ice, okay? Because I'm pretty sure it's just a dude standing in a
He's like on all fours. He's like on all fours.
Oh, I don't think he is, Joe. It's kind of
Okay.
terrifying, actually.
Well,
why is he so realistic?
No, nonetheless, though, that is the reason why maybe the Havoc have to play at the Iceplex in there. So we'll find out a little bit more. We'll talk to some coaches and stuff coming up tonight at 6 o'clock here on WZZN TV.
Yeah,
and that's where you can watch it. And trust me, there'll be links for you to watch if you cannot make it out to Zambruski.
And unlike the Havoc showing up at the VBC, you can always count on our good friends over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration to show up to fix your roof. These are the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing problems, whether it's a little repair or a full roof repair. These are the guys. Just look them up on FlemingHSV.com. Fill out your free quote. Get them over there to fix your roof. And remember that they always show up.
Unlike the Atlanta Braves, who haven't shown up for 5 games.
Golly.
I mean, they've been on the field.
I was going to make a different joke because it is April Fool's Day. I think they took that literally and made it a whole opening week.
No, it's annoying, okay? And yes, April Fool's Day, the second worst holiday. Valentine's Day just gives me anxiety. Okay, crap, both of them give me anxiety. I just mentioned this earlier.
Everything can give you anxiety.
Okay, I do.
though.
Everything gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
I really have severe anxiety. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny on that.
That's crazy that
Like,
you're in
that's
this
like
industry.
diagnosed and crap. No, you want to know what's weird? Is I am the most antisocial person in the world, and yet I am the most social person in the world. How that's a thing, I don't know. I am a living contradiction.
I can understand that though, Joe, because there's sometimes I don't want to get out at all, and I get in a little bit of a rut, and I just stay inside of my house. But then at the same time, I could talk to somebody about something. It doesn't even have to be important for like hours.
Yes.
And I know you are the same way, but I didn't know you were just antisocial.
No, look, tonight, for instance, I will talk to everybody.
You will,
Okay, I will talk. In fact, it annoys John because I talk to everybody and I'm like basically leaving him to pack everything up.
Bro, I'm just trying to get out of there.
And he's just trying to get out of there. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, thank you. We appreciate you guys enjoying it. Hey, how'd you like that? These guys are amazing. Like, we're talking. I'll talk to everybody.
I need your help with the band.
And that's exactly how it sounds. Is John sitting there going, hey, can I have that headset that you've been holding for 5 minutes because you can't put it up because you're too busy talking? Like, I'm just trying to get out of here. Can you please stop talking to people?
A little bit of behind the scenes for you.
No, it's 1000% true. You'll see this tonight. But I'm just thinking to myself the entire time, like, I get so annoyed with things and I have severe anxiety, yet I'm one of the most social people in the world. Look at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I truly sit here every single like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night in front of 6,000 people doing a play-by-play broadcast. Steve's up at the very top, like he's hidden behind like the Section 308 sign. Like you can't really see him unless you're looking for him.
He doesn't have to worry too much about conversation unless you come up to him and start conversating. And Steve will have wonderful conversations with you. But like it is kind of taking me back to my first year of doing the football games, Joe. I did it with Joe Abraham from up in the ESPN Winchester. Shout out to those guys. Make sure you download their app so you can listen to everything Tennessee Vols. But I was the dude that was just like, get in, put down my notes, all of that stuff, do this game, get on out of there. Then last year with you for the Sparkman games, we started implementing the interview with the coach, and that stuff was already a step forward, but it makes everything sound so much better. So it's like, why not? And now with all of the other experiences me and you have had throughout our time in this business, it's made our anxiety go down and our social. Okay. It's made my anxiety just completely disappear.
No, I have anxiety all the time.
I only have anxiety when I'm playing Halo or something like that.
I genuinely have anxiety before everything. I have anxiety before the Havoc Hour every single week.
Or I drink coffee.
No, for me, whenever doing the Havoc Hour, after the Havoc Hour is like a sigh of relief because that I put so much thought and research and everything into it. And I mean, it's a live show. Like,
I don't know how you do it every week. I'm gonna be real with you.
It's different from what like we do on a daily basis where I'm talking to you, you're talking to me, and everybody is either watching on WZZN TV and or listening on the app or on 97.7. And so we don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
Every Tuesday night, there is an audience of like 200 people.
Yeah. And they come in there to listen to you and the players.
Absolutely. Like it is specifically for us. And so I'm like, okay, this is something that you can't just wing it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just walk in and be like, so 2-1. That was kind of cool, right? Like you only need 1 point. Like that's fun. Like I can't do that.
You can flex the wing a little bit. I know I might have been the first time.
Well, and a lot of times we were still kind of figuring everything out, but now throughout the course of the last, 2 or 3 months, we've created this like standard.
Yeah, following up with what you were doing on the Havoc Hour, and having that one episode that I didn't get to do because it got rained out. That
you may get to make up for it tonight.
I hope not. But the anxiety really did it came up because I was like, okay, now I got to live up to Joe's expectations that he has set for this whole thing.
He has no idea. Like I have high expectations for like everything that we do, every single thing that we do. And so that's why today gives me a lot of anxiety, because I want to make sure that we're giving you like the most up-to-date information, but also we need to triple check it. Like right now with Adam Schefter, before I even said what just came out of the NFL meetings, I had to think to myself, is this legit? Let me look over it. Then I saw 3 or 4 other NFL people send out this message, and I said, okay, this is a legit thing. This isn't April's Fool Day thing, because just a few seconds ago, the NFL approved having games on Christmas yet again. And instead of a pair of games, they are now going to have 3 football games on Christmas Day. 2 of the games are going to be on Netflix, and then the nightcap is going to be on Amazon Prime.
Who's happy about that? Am I happy? Are the players happy?
When is Christmas? Don't say December 25th.
I was about to say.
I know you were. Christmas is going to be on a Thursday. So it's basically like a Thursday night football, because that's why the nightcap is going to be on Amazon Prime, because that's where Thursday night football is.
Patrick Mahomes is going to be put on that game. And
heavens, yes.
Not going to be happy.
No, that they're going to have the Cowboys on there because everybody loves America's dumb team. And you're going to have, look, if they were good, it wouldn't be a thing. But don't shove something down my throat and try to get me to enjoy it when it's horrible.
We might see the Lions. I think the Texans are always appealing whenever it comes down to it. But they played last year's Christmas. We'll have enough time to figure out that whole thing and more. But Joe, you brought up the Braves.
Oh heavens!
And that's one thing that is kind of a joke at the moment. But they're playing two of some of the best teams in all of baseball. The Mets looked really good also. So, I mean, just look forward to that matchup.
It's April. All those old bodies, they're good in the very beginning.
Exactly. And right now the Braves are 0-5.
Okay.
And there's some answers that we need to throw out there. We need some results.
Goose Fraba.
I don't even care, if it's the toughest team in the entire world in the form of the Angels that are playing them now.
What?
Or sorry, not the Angels. I was getting my LA teams
Did you
mixed up.
really just say the Angels were a good
The
baseball
Dodgers. I think Shohei. I think Shohei. I think LA.
Vanderbilt is in the lead for possibly going to Atlanta for the SEC championship.
Well, they were better this year.
Yeah, and the Angels at one point in time won a World Series.
It is.
It was also over 20-something years ago, probably about the same time Footloose came out.
But regardless, Joe, we need to talk some Braves.
Okay.
But we also need to hop into a break.
It's a multi-layer conversation as well.
It's a big
and it's very frustrating. And it's not just what's happening on the diamond. It is also what is happening off of it, like Jerickson Profar, who has just screwed the Braves over in multiple ways because of what happened yesterday. Don't know. Explain. We come back. 256-576-4977 here on the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as WZZN TV.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mom. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list and maybe a little scary, but it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo will be at the Pond Bronze Center April 4th, 5th, and 6th in conjunction with the MLF Red Crest Championship on Lake Gunnersville. The Outdoor Expo will be open from 11 to 6:30 daily, and the first 200 kids 14 and under on Saturday will receive a free Abu Garcia rod and reel, courtesy of WHNT News 19. There will be hourly giveaways, tackle and boat deals, seminars, and a chance to meet the pros. And it's free of charge. The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo, April 4th through 6th at the BBC.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Countdown to the 2025 Trash Panda season is on. Tickets are available for the full 2025 home schedule, including opening night on Friday, April 4th. But it doesn't end there. The Trash Panda season opens with 9 home games in 10 days, featuring theme nights, giveaways, fireworks, and more. This opening homestand has it all. For more information, check us out online at trashpandasbaseball.com.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This song hit yesterday. My son looked at me and he went, "Daddy, I know this song." I said, "Oh, I know you do." And that was exactly what it was. He's like, "Is this his song?" I said, "It is." He goes, "We've listened to this in the mornings." I said, "I know, right?" And he was like, "What's the name of it?" And that's when I know. When my son asks me the name of a song, it's because he's going to want to listen to it on his own.
Nice.
When he talks to Alexa at night, this is the perfect song to go to sleep to, obviously.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just like a Japanese baseball game.
1,000%. No, I wake up to those. Hachi got destroyed this morning.
No,
they did.
What time?
But it was the game ended at 7 a.m. They played DNA, who's the reigning champs, and they lost like 7-1. They always start their home slate in the Osaka Dome, and it did not go well. So yeah, they got obliterated.
Oh, there's
this morning.
How many games in Japanese seasons?
154.
Well, there's 150 games left.
There's basically that many games left for the Braves, isn't there? 256 576 977. And I do not have any research on this. This is a gut feeling based on the amount of times that I've had to sit and suffer through an Atlanta Braves game at 11 o'clock at night because I wanted to watch them. Like, this is purely that.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Braves sometimes struggle on the West Coast with maybe Arizona, sometimes with Colorado. Just, sometimes you just go out west and you just don't play well. They always struggle against San Diego.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are the freaking champs.
Yeah, they're inevitable.
They are Thanos.
They really are.
They are absolutely Thanos. And then by adding the pitcher that they just added from Japan, that may have been the last Infinity Stone. I don't know.
Yeah, it really is.
I genuinely don't know. Because it really does feel like the Soul Stone right now. Just boop, okay, well, you're dead. Like, that's how it feels.
Well, is it just the Braves soul, or is it the entire MLB soul?
Well, no, it may be the entire MLB. Okay. So I don't know. Is there somebody out there that right now in Major League Baseball that's like Iron Man?
Yankees?
No, because
well,
whoa, hold up.
I think the rhetoric has changed, Joe.
No,
people just need to realize it.
They're brash. They're powerful.
Now
they're now extremely intelligent because the torpedo
yeah.
My God, they may be Iron Man.
And you know what?
They may be Iron Man.
They can also be rocking that beard too.
Oh, and now they can actually have facial hair.
They can have the Stark beard.
So now they have so they may actually be Iron Man.
There you go.
That's great for them.
Who's Hawkeye?
Dude, that's literally where I got the idea for the Mohawk. We talked about this during
I know who's Hawkeye though.
See somebody that has extreme accuracy. That's actually a really big family man.
Oh, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
No, because the Pittsburgh Pirates are useless. Hawkeye's not useless.
You said it, Joe.
They're not useless.
You said it, man.
No, Hawkeye's not useless. The man can literally, his name is Hawkeye because he can literally fire from anywhere and hit the bullseye.
Shoot up.
Come on. John didn't turn his mic off. 256-576-977. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. Let's go ahead and roll to it then.
You know who we got on, right?
No, I don't have no idea.
It's Brandon.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Brandon, how you doing, man?
Hey, my man. During the last week, I had a lot of sitting time during quiet time dealing with some stuff, and I was playing around with the iPad, and I saw something, and I said, this needs to be a Joe Hunk item. Okay. And when I look at Major League, the ball with the mohawk and the glasses, I know Joe doesn't do the glasses,
I do
but
glasses.
if he had a pair of skull and crossbone glasses, that could so be a Joe Hunk t-shirt.
I would absolutely 1,000% rock that. I own that hat. I own the Major League hat from Baseballism that has the mohawk on the baseball.
He does. I've seen it before.
Yeah, I 1,000. No, absolutely. I'm all for that. If I were to ever have a logo that was not like, that was not like my initials or anything like that, that is 1,000,000,000,000% what we should do. Brandon with the most amazing idea.
I saw that and looked at it and I said, that's Joe Hunk. I was like, he should have been in this movie. The logo was all him. And I just wanted to throw that out there and say that they ought to start making those shirts for you to give out.
No, I no, trust me. If I could 1,000,000,000,000% play Ricky Wild Thing Vaughn, I 1,000% could. And I would totally rock the hair. I actually wanted to rock the hair. The wife said no at the time when she was the girlfriend. And no, I'm all for this. I think that is and should be a logo. If I ever need a quote unquote logo, that should be it. 1,000%.
And I sent you a message earlier. I saw some advertisement because we're going to be over that way this summer. Are they going to have a food truck day at Charger Park for one of the home games? I thought I saw something on social media about that.
I'll have to look it up. Let's not, I don't want to say yes and or no, because I just saw your message. Because when I looked a second ago, only thing that I was paying attention to was the baseball game because of how much rain it had been recently. And if there was going to, if we were still going to play the game, I will actually ask when I get there today about if there's going to be like a food truck or some sort of thing like that at Charger Park, because there's only a couple weekends left. Like the regular season seriously ends, and like almost all of UAH Charger sports will end before May 1st, except for like playoffs. So, I mean, we're almost done with the school year. So, yeah.
Wild to think baseball's coming loose that fast.
Mm-hmm.
And these bats the Yankees have got, Are they able to copyright that or patent that where only they can use them, or how is that going to work?
There's actually a lot of baseball teams and players across the league that have already started ordering the bat.
Well, on top of that, Joe, there were already some players that had this bat,
yes,
like Ellie De La Cruz for the Reds, and you can go to see some Orioles players, some Cubs players, even a few Twins players. I mean, they were already rocking this bat even in day one. It's just the Yankees dropping 20, was it 2021? I mean, that's definitely going to catch some eyes.
Look, it's like anything else. You can have an amazing team or something like that, but nobody's paying attention to them. And then you get them on a national stage and everybody's like, so-and-so busting on the scene. And we're like, guys, come on. We've been talking about this all year long.
Yeah.
Like we really genuinely have. It was like Tua. When Tua got to the Miami Dolphins, they were like, how do you say his name? Let's learn about Tua Tagovailoa. How do you this? And then everybody in Miami was doing the same bits that we had already done in Alabama like 5 years prior.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just thinking like, okay, come on, guys. Like this is, we know about this. That's kind of what this is like with the Yankees is the Yankees did it. And so all of Major League Baseball is paying attention to it. And all the nation is paying attention to it because it is them.
Well, I just sent you the new Tua football helmet. Tell me what you think about it. Roll Tide.
Good stuff, Brandon. I'm scared to look at that picture.
Probably just a gigantic pillow.
Oh, I have a few ideas of what it could be. Yeah. But
it basically it makes him look like
okay.
Speaking of Marvel superheroes, this makes him look like Juggernaut.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay.
Except it's all pads. That's it. By the way, I asked Chat GPT about if baseball teams were Marvel characters, what would they be?
That's wonderful, Joe. I was hoping we could go down this avenue a little bit more, but I didn't even think to ask my AI assistant.
Yeah. They actually say that the Yankees are Thor. As guardian, strength, and powerful.
Okay.
They say the Boston Red Sox are Captain America because of the leadership and patriotism. They actually say the Dodgers are Iron Man, tech savvy, and determined.
Well, are there any evil people in there? Because look up, ask it about who would be the villain, who would be the Thanos of the MLB.
I mean, I guess Toronto Blue Jays are the Scarlet Witch. I mean, technically.
I mean, depends.
Yeah. I mean, that's
she kind of killed the Fantastic Four, but
no, they're not. They're bringing it back.
Well, she in that movie.
Okay, look, it was one universe, man. It's one universe.
Exactly. What's one universe?
Okay,
we all watched Rick and Morty.
Can we go to another universe and get a Jerickson Profar that's not testing positive for PEDs? Can we do that?
That wouldn't be the first thing I'd go to the universe with.
This guy that we just signed a 4-year, $70-something million deal, and now he's not even eligible for the playoffs. Like, okay, AA has made some amazing decisions. Okay, he basically is single-handedly the reason why the Atlanta Braves won the 2021 World Series. The moves that he made after losing Acuna was tremendous. I have been iffy about this Profar deal the entire time. And now he's suspended for 80 games. He's not even eligible to come back until like right before July 1. And he's ineligible for the playoffs. So it doesn't even matter if the guy becomes like a 40 home run hitter or if he steals bases, which that's not his thing, or if he's batting 350. Doesn't matter because he's not eligible. Can we just go ahead and trade him to the Pirates since we're talking about teams that don't matter? Just trade him to the Pirates and get somebody else because this guy is now useless for you in 2025. Useless. It doesn't matter if he's going to help you get there if he's not there in the playoffs to actually help you out. Well, how good would it be to have Matt Olson for the entire season and then him not be eligible for the playoffs?
Yeah.
Or one better, how about having the Cy Young Award winner be your ace for the entire season in 2024, and then in the 2 games that you need him the most, he's not even there.
Yeah. I think they get him back in like June or something like
June
that.
29th is when he's eligible to come back.
They rock with him for a little bit. They might get a little push into the wild card, and then I mean, what's next? I mean, you're not going to have the guy that's helped you get this far. And again, this is all speculation into the future. Who knows if he's even going to be able to have that type of season?
And I was wrong. It was a 3-year, $42 million deal, not 70 something.
Still
thank heavens.
No,
he's getting $12 million this year. There should be a clause in every single Major League Baseball contract that if you get hit with PED use over either like second or third time, that your contract is automatically void. Like automatically. You should be done.
Let's just slash it somewhat.
Like or that's it. Or you get your pay cut in half.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that should come up with this. Because, and I'm not even talking about the Ronaldo Lopez and the fact that he went on the 15-day IL. You've also still don't have Strider. You still don't have Acuna. Your Profar, who was supposed to be your substitute for Acuna while he was gone, now is going to be gone for 80 games himself, which again makes him basically pointless for when he comes back because he was supposed to be in the outfield. So add that to the fact that you're 0-5. And that you're probably not going to win again tonight, even if the fact that you have Chris Sale on the hill, because it's going to be Chris Sale versus Dustin May. Game's going to be like first pitch is at 9:10 again. You'll be able to hear it on 977. Yeah, but it's nothing to get excited about right now. Like, come on, seriously. Like all of these things are going wrong for this Braves team right now. Every single bit of it. And then they acquired an outfielder in Stuart Fairchild from the Reds. He's supposed to be in LA tonight, so I would assume that he's going to be playing tonight. But you have a guy that you're spending $42 million on over the course of the next few years. And now when you're going to need him, which is October, he's now not even available. Not even available. I think that's worse than the 5-game losing streak to start the season and being 0-5. Could be just me, though.
Could be. Well, over in the chat on WZZN TV, for whatever reason, Brandon brought up the movie Inception. Joe, have you ever watched that movie?
I love Inception.
It's a great movie.
It is a mind trip, which is the type of movies that I am all about.
So, have you ever heard of the movie Paprika?
No, I've used it before.
I know it's great,
but I've never heard of the movie Paprika.
It is a anime movie that came out.
Of course, that's why I didn't.
2006. And believe it or not, Joe, Inception actually took a few ideas straight from that movie. It's maybe not
is there
as
somebody spinning a top in that one.
No, but you know the whole glass breaking scene where it's like the glass. Yeah, that's from Paprika. You know the whole jumping over the rail scene.
Yeah,
that was in Paprika. So if you want, and I already see Matthew. He understands my Japanese lingo. He says great movie. That would be a movie if you're upset that you don't have Inception 2 that you go on and watch. And he also threw out Everything Everywhere All at Once, which A24 film. I haven't watched it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. That was just totally, sidetracked.
It was 1,000% sidetracked.
Look, I gotta tend to the comments, brother.
Stuart Fairchild last season in 2024 for Cincinnati batted .215 in 94 games that he played in. His best batting average actually came back in 2023 when he batted three. Actually, that was his OPS. It wasn't even his batting average. That was .228. And then you go and look at probably his best season was 2022 when he batted .255. Yeah, that's who the Braves. It's only cash considerations, so it's not like they sent a player to Cincinnati for it. But still, like this is truly just another stopgap because you have an idiot player in Profar that took PEDs, the same PEDs that Manny Ramirez took at one point in time, and got caught for it, and now is suspended for 80 games. 80 games. The Braves could be totally eliminated by the playoffs by July 1 when he comes back. And he was supposed to be the guy that was going to help you until Acuna is healthy. Yeah.
256-576 97.7. What are your feelings on this Braves team as they start out the season 0-5? I believe it's the first time. Oh, actually, no, it is the 8th time overall and the first time since, I think, 2016.
So Kramer does have a question. Yes. And it's a legitimate question. And normally I would probably roll my eyes at this as well. But because of what we've been seeing on X, especially with Major League Baseball recently, this is a legitimate question that only you can answer.
I'm all good with that, brother.
I cannot answer this because I am not in this realm. I do understand the fascination. I do understand my son right now is all about like Pokemon, which is a good starter to start getting into anime.
It is.
And so Kramer asked the question, is there seriously a huge crossover with anime and sports? I feel like it's the exception, not the norm. Most anime fans I've met could care less about sports outside of the pretty uniforms. Now, again, I don't disagree with him as a lot of anime fans, because a lot of mostly anime fans are not the type of people that are sports people. But Major League Baseball has started to lean into this anime, especially a lot with the season starting in Japan. And they've even started to kind of continue this throughout the year. MLB The Show, was it last year or 2 years ago? They really leaned heavily into anime as well. It may have been 2 years ago when Shohei Ohtani was the cover athlete for that game. They really leaned into that as well. And so explain it for people, because again, I am not somebody that is in this, but I do know that there are a lot of anime fans that also like sports, because once again, this was something that was annoying Tom the other day.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
And I brought you up as an example.
There's a bunch of fans that are just kind of out there that for the longest time, Joe, for anime, if you tried to throw that out, I'm an anime fan, you're probably going to get bullied for it. It then got to a point.
Yeah, you get some eye rolls.
Yeah. It got to a point, and it was around whenever I actually started, watching anime in 2015, where I noticed a lot more people being comfortable with like talking about it, talking to their friends about it. It is a very weird art form in TV, but it also is very inspirational. It's it's a different viewpoint altogether from what we get here in America. And I know I'm not reading all of what's going on in the chat right now, but
no, it's a total rant. It's almost like this would be a cover 5 question that I'll have for tomorrow. I'm taking what Brandon's asking and I'm making it a cover 5 question tomorrow.
But it's gotten to the point where it is so popular that professional sports and these huge conglomerates, they can't just go past getting these fans. So if you see the LA Dodgers do what they did a few years ago, and this isn't even anime, but it is Japanese, they got a VTuber to throw out the first pitch and all of this other weird stuff. I don't watch VTube. I don't do all that stuff.
Well, at least I found a line.
But that is, I know. You found the line, Joe.
Okay.
But that was kind of a little tipping point. But then you also saw the Chargers 2 years ago come out with their anime-themed opening.
Was it that their schedule drop was anime?
Yes. And they did the second year in a row, and people ate that up. So then there started becoming that little bit of a cross form. And now there's sites like My Anime List, where it's kind of like Letterboxd. You put down the different shows that you've watched, you rank them, all of that stuff, that are taking it even farther to the point where every single season, especially around March Madness, they will have a anime madness type of bracket where you pick the anime of the month. So it was just the sports people trying to get the anime fans, because it is growing at a rapid rate, to watch some more sports.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where even the anime fans have accepted, hey, you know what? We love sports, and this is for you and them as well. So let's do a little March Madness type of thing.
Is there anything on that website that you were just saying that would like possibly organize this in a way that if you were, say, a sports fan, that you could watch anime that are sports oriented at all, so that you could dip a toe in. Dip a toe in.
So if you go onto this site, type in sports, have a category that pops up, you're probably going to get some weird stuff. You go onto Google and type in sports anime, and you're going to get probably the right suggestions. And there is a wide variety of them. I've seen cute girls playing hockey. I haven't watched all the way through that. Probably won't. But I've also seen shows like Eyeglass, which is the only football anime that you will find. And that right there, different story. There's volleyball, there's swimming, there's all of these different things that you can hop into that will be a little bit different, but it's sports.
Well, and Kramer asked the questions about so Major League Sports are just kind of testing the waters. Whether they continue marketing into the anime world will be determined on how much money they make. And I mean, I think there is a big part of that. Now, again, going to the Japanese side of this.
Yeah, this is the Dodgers we're talking about.
This is the LA Dodgers, which, look, the LA Dodgers and even the Seattle Mariners, they really marketed hard towards the Japanese market and the anime market because of where they live, and where for a lot of Japanese people, it is the closest baseball teams to Japan. So that's the reason why they kind of look at it from that aspect of it. You see a lot of it, like the Pokemon. You see some of those things that I know about that I've seen. And, you were talking about the cartoons with the big eyes and all that sort of thing. A lot of even the Japanese baseball game that I play has a lot of like anime characteristics of it.
And Call of Duty's doing similar stuff where they're adding packs that you can buy that are like Anime Collection 1, Anime Collection 2, all of those things. So it's kind of just become so mainstream that a lot of the American companies, businesses have tried to implement it to kind of test the waters, and it's worked for places like Call of Duty.
And this was something Tom did talk about, and I described it as this is a look in all of sports. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, hockey, baseball, whatever it is. You're trying to always make people that are 20 years old at the least, and even younger, trying to talk to them in a way where they're going to become fans. Okay, so like, for instance, let's look back into the 90s whenever I was growing up, and I was, obviously you could change my mind with a cartoon. You had the Mighty Ducks cartoons. You actually had whatever that athletes cartoon was, where it was like Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird. Like they were like superheroes or something, but they were doing it like, and so that would get you kind of interested in those things. So they're tailoring this towards a way, and this is a marketing strategy so that they can try to get the younger demographic more interested in this. Look, my son doesn't care anything about trading baseball cards, but yesterday he came home with 50 Pokemon cards. That's kind of the idea of it, is you're wanting to get that younger demographic.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of younger demographics like John and younger that are into anime and are into things like that. And so you start to kind of dip your toe in that so that you can kind of get that attention, so that maybe it would convert somebody to say, wait a second, let me watch this.
I got a few shows, okay, that would probably fit perfectly with our listening demographic if they're even thinking. If it comes through their mind for a split second, if they see an anime person on their screen during a television broadcast of their favorite teams, these would be the suggestions. Slam Dunk. It is the original anime from the 1980s, 1990s. It's a little bit of the earlier days of anime sports. Fighting Spirit, which has got to be one of my favorites.
Slam Dunk literally is the Chicago Bulls.
It does.
I mean, I'm looking this up right now. This is basically the Chicago Bulls.
There is Hajime no Ippo, or Fighting Spirit, which is a boxing anime. Absolutely amazing. I could not suggest that one enough. There's a lot of spinoffs. The original
Slam Dunk is on Netflix?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of soccer anime, but Joe.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
There are a lot of baseball anime as well, like Ace of Diamond, Act 2. And then that one that I brought up just maybe 2 weeks ago, that was about a beer girl at a baseball field. And I believe the story is not even about the actual play on the field. It's just about what this beer girl does.
Something called Major. That's an anime. I'm looking this stuff up.
It's quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I went to some website called Anime Planet, and it is not what Kramer was talking about. That may be some not safe for work. This is actually safe for work.
So I'm gonna get you into anime, but we're done working together.
Look, I just want to know, like the major, like say for instance, it has Ace of Diamond, Act 2, Major. Where could I watch this if I were wanting to watch a baseball anime? And again, this is genuinely curious because of this is something that we've actually conversations been up on multiple shows now, because of the fact that you start to see sports teams kind of tailor their advertising towards the younger demographic, and they're trying anime to see if it works.
Yeah. You can watch Major on Crunchyroll, which is
what the heck is that?
It's specifically just an anime streaming site.
What the heck is Crunchyroll?
It's owned by Sony, and you're going to be able to find a lot of your anime over there. That's the place to find.
Is it in English?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this one's it's dubbed.
Look, I'm telling you, with the Japanese game, I even actually went through the Japanese PlayStation store yesterday, wanting to look up things, and I was just like, oh, okay, I know this game, I know that game. It also annoys me because PlayStation Plus in Japan, they have the RoboCop game, but we don't have it in America, and it's really kind of annoying to me.
Dude, what the heck? We got Brandon's throwing out a few.
So yeah. So okay.
I don't know all the ones like 1 outs. I've never heard of 1 outs from 2008.
Yeah. So now we're getting into it. So Kramer, there's the answer. because might get some not safe for work hits if you search for anime and balls.
Yeah.
Don't look up anime balls on your work computer. Do this on your cell phone and or your own personal laptop. But that was a direction that I didn't expect for us to go today. But here we are talking about anime, and apparently we're also taking phone calls because the phones are starting to ring now as we go into the break. 256-5764-977 as we continue wrapping up the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCCN TV.
I love it so much.
Stop it.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
We are your home for March Madness.
He throws a baseball right parking for the bar. Free throw line. It's Luis out of the basket.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, wrapping up the Blitz on this Tuesday morning, coming up tonight, 6 o'clock, the Havoc Hour, where you can hop in and talk to your favorite Havoc players as well as learn a little bit from the coaches I'm looking up before we jump off. No, we do not have an update just yet on who the players and or the coach is going to be. My guess would be Coach P tonight. If not, it'd be Coach Blasius, which I'm totally Coach Blasius could honestly do the show without us. Like, he's just that good.
No doubt. Yeah, no, yeah.
And so 6 o'clock tonight at Zambruski's inside the Iceplex, which the Iceplex just made another major announcement involving all the renovations and the additions that they are going to be doing over there off of Lehman Ferry. As, yes, they are adding a brand new hockey arena to the side. It'll be the side closest to the Parkway, where they're going to start breaking ground on this. It's supposed to be done by October 2026. It's supposed to be around a 1,400 to 2,000 seat arena. And they are going to be breaking ground on this starting in May of 2025. So just in a couple of months, they're going to be breaking ground on it. So we'll find out some more information about that before tonight as well.
I got to be honest, Joe. I am absolutely loving what I'm seeing from the WZZN TV chat. I mean, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. I do want to warn you, if you do get into this type of stuff, anime in general, you're going to find yourself maybe getting a weird show here or there. There's gonna be one. But there are shows again like Fighting Spirit, which is all about boxing, where you're just gonna get bros being bros in boxing all the way throughout. But Joe, we do need to get to the phone lines. All right,
let's get to the phone lines.
We do need to get to the phones. We got Josh on with us. Josh, you piqued my interest, man. What's up?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all today?
Enjoying life.
John's doing a lot better with this topic, I'll tell you.
Hey, well, I'm so glad John mentioned Crunchyroll, because, Joe, that is your go-to for anime. And let me just say, I never really thought I would be watching anime.
Yes.
And this is totally not a sports-related anime, but if you jump on Crunchyroll, One Piece is an awesome anime.
Wow, I did not expect that from you.
It is an awesome anime. And like I said, it's not sports related. And going back to what John said, like 90% of them will be in English the day after they air in Japan. Nope. Now, you do have those that are still in Japanese with English subtitles. But anyways, though, One Piece is an awesome, starter show. Of course, it's got 50 seasons, so there's a lot of catching up to do.
All right. Well, I'm downloading Crunchyroll now. I will watch one anime show today. I will watch one.
Okay. So now I got a lot of pressure on me. Oh,
it'll be a baseball one.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I can't believe we're in this now.
Yes.
Thanks, Kramer.
Yes.
You did this.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
You can now do more without it costing you more. Alabama's attractions have come together to offer the all-in-one ticket that downloads to your mobile device. No matter how many attractions listed on the ticket you see during the time span you bought, your price stays the same. Pick the right ticket option that best fits your schedule, and then enjoy more attractions without spending more. All-in-one tickets for different areas of Alabama are available at alabama.travel and other places where online tickets are sold. Brought to you by Alabama Tourism Department, the ABA, and this station.
Hey, brother. Saw you call.
John, I've been thinking about our days during the war, and
I'm on my way.
Thanks, man.
If you are a veteran struggling with depression, anxiety, or need someone to talk to, call 800-273-8255. Press 1. It's private and free 24/7. Call 800-273-8255 or visit vetsforhope.com. Sponsored by the partners of Alabama's Challenge and the Alabama Broadcasters Association.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news: the fate of the tush push will have to wait. NFL owners tabled the vote on the proposal to ban the play, which is basically run successfully by two teams, the Eagles and Bills, so the league won't arrive at a decision on the matter at the annual league meeting this week. Owners today did approve proposals to allow both teams to possess the ball in overtime in the regular season, even if a team scores an offensive touchdown on the first possession, as well as to expand the NFL's replay review. Falcons don't expect quarterback Kirk Cousins to be part of the team's voluntary offseason program due to a business impasse, according to coach Raheem Morris. Atlanta's moving forward with Michael Penix Jr. as its starter. Cousins could return as the backup or be traded if the right offer presents itself. He has met with the Falcons and let them know he does want to be a starting quarterback in the NFL.